Hey, this is Ryan from 60 Cycle Home, the Guitar Podcast, and it's unboxing day. Let's see what I got. The suspense is killing me. I think I've opened it upside down. It's a Squier Mustang HH. The HH stands for hot and heavy. It doesn't. It stands for humbucker. It feels like Christmas. There it is. Wow, it is bright Lego blue. Really thin body on it. Oh, there's a chip in the paint. Oh well. The guy didn't mention that. So here it is. No reason I shouldn't plug this thing in right now and start playing with it. Let's check it out. So this is a bit of an unusual unboxing first impressions video. I had to walk away from doing it last night after unboxing it because it was just frankly family time. It was time to put the guitars away and go have dinner and do family stuff for the rest of the evening. So I let it sit overnight. I came back to it this morning, did some tuning on it, fiddled around with it, played some songs, jammed out with it a little bit, and I'm ready to have some opinions about this guitar. First of all, I got to say, I think this guitar is great. For $150 new, this is a really solid guitar for a beginner or for, a regular seasoned player who's looking for something kind of fun and quirky, maybe something that's a mod platform, maybe something they can beat around, or, the type of guitar that is a rut breaker, like you put down your Strat, you pick this up and it takes you out of a rut because you're playing in a different way. It just feels different. I really like the neck. The neck is a nice, comfortable shape. Nothing fancy. It just works, The fret work is what you would expect on an $150 guitar. It's sharp on the edges, but not obnoxiously sharp. Squier Bullets, way back in the day, would be way worse than this. Way worse. So it doesn't hurt to play, but you definitely feel those frets. Like, they don't let you forget that they're there. The neck seems perfectly straight. I didn't hit any dead spots. It seems like it's intonated pretty well out of the box. I don't know if the previous owner, because I bought this used, I don't know if the previous owner did an intonation on it, but it seems to work just fine. I was playing up pretty high on the neck and didn't have any issues. It is a 24-inch scale, which is 1.5 inches shorter than your standard Strat scale. So the strings feel a bit loose to me. And I think this guitar would be well served with a heavier set of strings. I'm guessing there's 10s on here. I think a set of 11s or 12s would probably serve this guitar very well, just to firm up the looseness of the strings. Because you can, unless you want to do crazy bends, it's just like you can really easily get yourself in weird bendy territory if you're moving over from a longer scale guitar. I had some issues getting it to stay in tune. It does a thing where like the strings are slipping out of tune versus like sometimes you'll have tuning issues because the nut is sticky and you'll do a bend and the string will stay stuck in that bend. It'll slide and then stick. This is more like the tuners were releasing a little bit. These are the kind of tuners with the closed back and the screws on the tips, so you can tighten these down and crank them down and get a firmer tuning. I'm still not totally sure it is the tuner's fault. It might just be the strings breaking in. They're really fresh strings, and fresh strings take a while to break in. I should probably stretch them out, and then I'll be able to figure out if it's the tuners or the strings. The bridge hardware is effective. It is a bridge. It's intonated. Something I don't like about it is that the strings press against the screws to set the saddle intonation as they go underneath to go to the back end of the bridge here. I'm not a huge fan of that. If I keep this around and do mods on it, I'll probably be trimming those individual screws so that the string has full clearance underneath the screws. I just worry about the string pressing against the screw and breaking earlier than it should. It won't make any difference for the tone or the sound of the guitar. Speaking of tone and sound of the guitar, I think the pickups sound great. I usually hate humbuckers that come in Fender guitars. I don't have any other word to use. Hate is it. I've never played a Fender with a humbucker when I've been like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna leave this humbucker in there. It's always like, this is replace bait. I'm gonna put a better humbucker in here. But I actually really like the sound of these. They're warm. They have a good amount of output without being over the top. So it's not strictly like a punk rock guitar or a metal guitar. Like, it fills a nice medium range. You can do classic rock. You can do jazzy stuff. You can do whatever you want with them. They are definitely humbucker sounding pickups. You're not going to trick any single coil sounds out of this guitar at all. So if I do mods on this thing, I might throw a single coil in the bridge just because that's what I like. The finish, I'm honestly not a huge fan of the colors that this guitar come in. It either comes in this light metal flake blue or it comes in black. Those are literally my two least favorite colors for guitar. If it had come in white, I would have been stoked. If it had come in like a surf green, that would have been incredible. But it is a bullet level quality guitar, so the colors are limited. They tend to do, metal flake things on these guitars on bullets, because metal flake, honestly, in my experience anyways, doing ghetto home metal flakes, like you can see on this guy back here, metal flake covers a wide variety of finishing sins. It can really help out a guitar that needs some help. So maybe the black ones that get blemishes on them, go to the blue spray booth afterwards and get the blue metal spray. I don't know. That would be my guess anyways. I did buy this used on reverb.com, and the seller was honest with the fact that the switch tip has a big crack in it. It looks like someone just cranked it down way too hard and it cracked around the base. It's on there. It's not going anywhere. I probably won't replace it. I have no problem with that. It does have a little ding in the finish right here. I'm not super stoked on that, but like I said, I don't even like this finish, so I might abuse this thing on purpose. It's a Fender. You're supposed to relic them, right? I really like the body. I like how thin it is. It reminds me of my 90s Duosonic reissue. Feels relatively resonant. It's the kind of guitar where you play it unplugged and you're like, yeah, this kind of sounds good. It's clear. It's resonant. You have good note definition. This is a winner. For $150, I can't believe it. Not bad at all. Good job, Fender.